It's been a long time coming, y'all, but here is the first big solution to drought-proofing our Texas homestead. This summer was an extended, grueling 4 months of temps over 100 degrees, and although we've been living and learning on this property for 5 years, we've never actually had the chance to intentionally work against the repeat damage that each summer brings. But these girls and this fence are about to change it all. Here's a little backstory to help you see just how the property got this bad. In the suburbs, if we want grass to grow, we just set out sprinklers and timers go off each day. We mow once a week, bada bing, bada boom. But here, well, things take some TLC. And a cow? I promise I'll clarify. I think most folks who dream of homesteading see lush pastures and animals frolicking. I have to say that's my dream too. But we just couldn't wait to find that land and pay what it would cost to make it happen. So we went low rent, and here we are, homesteading as much from scratch as you could possibly get. One late night, just before bed, Bo shoved his phone in my direction and showed me a simple video from this sweet but blunt old man about how to divide a small 5-acre property and rotationally graze so that the land would be able to properly rest and recoup in between rotations. It's so simple and efficient that we really couldn't resist. Yes, this sweet but blunt old man is the one and only Greg Judy. What he was saying sounded exactly like what we need at our place. The summer droughts here hit temperatures of over 100 degrees for months on end, and the land suffers. These crags appear, and in the end of the season, it's not just parched, this place is scorched. I can't describe why we are here other than a calling. We feel called to steward this land well, and we're just trusting that in the end, we will have done that. Square foot by square foot, we are faithfully walking out the next right thing. It started with water and electric. We added a home with a small footprint just in case we hated this life and we wanted to bail. And then we added animals and so on and so on. The one bane of our existence from doing everything from scratch is simply that it just takes so dang long. Fencing is the next right thing in regenerating this tiny piece of land. And after Bo shoved his phone my way to watch this YouTube video, it was clear that Greg Judy was going to solve all of our problems.
You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your animals, and you owe it to your neighbor.
Every few months we get tired and frustrated and we want to burn the whole thing down. I'm on a group text where a friend said, "Didn't this just happen?" when I exclaimed how stressed out we were. That's when I always think we're rich and throwing money at the problem will fix it. It's also those moments I remember, yeah, we are rich in loads of ways. It's just not in money. So this timeless fence is going to go up faster, easier, and for less money than any of the other options we've looked at. We found a dealer nearby and we didn't even need to drop cash on shipping. So basically, I'm calling this farm math. Here are some of the high points about this product. It's not sponsored. I'm just really that excited about it. The posts are so lightweight. Putting them in and lugging them down the line is super easy. It almost feels like cheating. They add a little contrast. They're bright and white, and they create this great clean line, easy to see. The posts come pre-drilled with holes, so we can use as many or few strands as we like. It's electric. Side note, I think my mom taught me that dance in like the 7th grade. Very cool. But I love the electricity in this because it adds protection for our animals, and the big bullish kind of animals really need that kind of boundary. I'm actually hoping this works out as an experiment and we can use it to electrify our perimeter fencing for a certain adorable street dog we call our own with a propensity to chase cars. Morgan at Goldshaw Farm turned us on to this and he said it's the only fence he'll ever put up. Quite frankly, I feel you, buddy. Same. If fencing was all it took, this endeavor of bringing the cows to the back pasture would have been a cakewalk. And one thing we have never had in the back is water. So we're building on this. You see the picture here? This is what our place looks like. And you already know I wasn't sure about being country people when we moved here. So the plan was build little by little and only things that would increase the value of this property just in case we needed to sell the place. Well, is there anything on the planet that increases a homestead property more than water? We spent years watching accomplished homesteaders grow their gardens and raise animals, living the dream right in front of us. But the question, how, stuck in our minds. How could we possibly leave our suburban life and go from dreaming to doing? If you're like us and that question keeps you up at night, we're going to help you get your mind and your action plan in order. The Get Off Your Tail Homestead ebook and companion workbook is on sale for 40% off right now. We wrote this book from our little backyard garden in the suburbs where we skilled up growing food and raising rabbits and learning to build stuff. And now we're on 7 acres building a homestead from scratch using this exact outline from the guide. How do I create income so I can work from my homestead and quit the rat race? Where do I even start to go from city to country living? And even the big questions like, how do I actually buy land? Homesteading should be accessible to more people, so there's no gatekeeping here. 2024 is the year to get off your tail and homestead. So follow the link in the description to take action steps that will launch you from where you are to where you want to be. This sale is ending at the end of January, so if you need to get off your tail and homestead already, follow the link for 40% off. If irrigation could have waited till the cooler months, boy, we would have. But we had an extended summer with these high temps. They went well into September. So in 112-degree heat, no joke, Bo ran a trencher the length of 3 football fields just to make this work. Because of the cost of the trencher, budget, and sheer ambition, Bo had to do the entire thing in 24 hours. Although arduous, the work was pretty straightforward with a few hiccups. You might not have been here the first go round, but running water to the house site in 2018 landed Bo in the emergency room with dehydration. No risks were taken.
I got my towel strapped to my camelback.
Links for this outfit of the day below, ladies. Sorry, he's all mine. This was no small feat. This old girl was moving inch by inch, such a slow-going part of the process. Our soil here is hardly soil. Most accurately, it's 6 inches of sand on top of 2 feet of densely packed hard red clay. So you can see why helping that topsoil become rich and diverse will be a glorious thing. And when looking at the materials that Greg Judy recommends for his water pipeline system that kind of goes well with this fantastic fencing, we honestly just couldn't foot that kind of bill. So we adjusted our plans for more of a frugal option. PVC is super easy to repair, and this is such a long stretch of pipe that we chose this over PEX. We've had a ton of success even during record-breaking Texas winters with our PEX plumbing. But we approached this like we would a sprinkler system in the suburbs. Cracks and damage happen, but repair is a breeze, and the price is right. So if we didn't have the money for the biggest and best, you'd also be right to guess that we wouldn't be hiring out a crew for this job. But we would be using help. Okay, don't worry, we paid them. No child labor here, guys. But have you tried motivating preteen boys to work in the hottest recorded summer in the history of your state? Might I suggest movies and staying up past their bedtime? This is the dreamy side of grit and gumption that it takes to raise our children in this way. Idleness is no one's friend, but the satisfaction of a job well done and the lesson hard earned will be an investment that we're making into their character and even their self-esteem. I really do believe that kids want to be with their parents. Just because it doesn't look like a toddler climbing up into our laps, the teen years look like caring about what they care about. So much conversation happened over this 800 feet of pipe. Remember how I told you that cows were going to make a difference? This space is made for them, and it looks like they're going to be happy. Winter is the season not for sowing, but preparing. But in the meantime, we're going to feed hay, and we will lay down some winter rye, yes. But what we expect from these cows will be a return on the investment of all the equipment and all the time it took to build. These ruminants will trample the goatweed and the plants that they're not interested in. They're going to munch on the fresh grass, and their waste will help renew the soil under their feet, giving all the native plants stronger roots to store water and withstand a drought.
Appreciate your deposit.
If you've loved seeing this homestead in action, stick around for a review on this system and to see how we transform this raw land into 7 acres of functional, fruitful, drought-proof land.